Zara Afolayan first met Cairo Mensa on a night she wasn't supposed to be brave. She had gone to Nima's apartment because her own room felt too small for her thoughts. The city outside was loud, car horns, distant music, generators humming like restless bees. But inside, Nima had candles lit and soft jazz playing, as if calm was something you could pour into the air. "You're doing that thing again," Nima said, watching Zara scroll aimlessly on her phone. "The thing where you pretend you're fine." Zara tried to laugh. It came out thin. "I'm not pretending." Nima leaned forward. "Z, you've been surviving, not living. Let's not insult the truth." Zara's thumbs paused on the screen when a message popped up, Cairo Mensa. They had matched weeks ago. He was warm, funny, and, most suspicious of all, consistent. Not the kind of man who disappeared for 2 days and returned with excuses dressed up as charm. "Cairo, you said you like old songs. I found one that sounds like rain. Want to hear it?" Zara's stomach tightened with that familiar fear. If she replied as herself, she would ruin it. In her head, herself meant the girl with unfinished dreams and a life that didn't look impressive. The girl who had taken on too much responsibility too early, whose confidence came with cracks. So Zara did what she had always done when hope got too close. She became someone easier to love. "Please like, comment, and subscribe. And tell us where you're watching from." Nima watched her type. "What did you say?" Zara swallowed. "I said, I'd love to hear it." Nima narrowed her eyes. "That's not what I meant." Zara locked her phone. "Don't start." Nima raised both hands. "Okay, no starting. I'm just asking one question. Are you showing him the real you or the safe you?" Zara's smile didn't reach her eyes. "What's the difference?" Nima's voice softened. "The safe you doesn't get hurt. The real you risks everything." Later that night, Cairo sent the song. It truly did sound like rain, gentle, patient, like it was trying not to scare you. Zara listened with her eyes closed, and for a moment, she imagined love the way she used to when she was younger. Something kind, something that didn't demand proof. Cairo followed with a voice note. His voice had texture. Low, steady, smiling even when he wasn't laughing. "Z," he said, as if her name was something he wanted to keep safe. "I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I feel peaceful talking to you. Like, I don't have to perform." Zara's throat burned. She didn't correct him. She didn't say, "Actually, my name isn't Z." Because that Z he spoke to? The confident version. The girl with the polished life. The one Zara had built like a beautiful room she didn't truly live inside. It started small. The kinds of lies that looked harmless when you whispered them. She used a name she had always liked. Zara became Z. She used photos she edited heavily, light smoothing over reality. She described a job she wanted, not the one she had. She spoke about travel plans as if they were already booked, not just dreamed. And Cairo, he loved her through the screen like she was the first sunrise he had noticed in years. They spoke every day. Morning messages. Midday check-ins. Night calls that stretched until sleep pulled one of them away. Cairo told her about his childhood, how he grew up around strong women, how his mother taught him that love was not loud promises but quiet loyalty. "People think I'm too soft," he admitted one night. "Like I care too much. But I don't know how to love halfway." Zara stared at the ceiling, phone pressed to her ear like a confession booth. "I don't think that's soft," she whispered. "I think that's rare." He laughed, and it wrapped around her heart. You always know what to say. If he knew the truth, he would stop laughing. One Saturday, he asked to meet. Not casually. Not as a suggestion. Like a man making room for something real. "Next weekend," Cairo said. "I'm taking you out. Properly. You pick the place." Zara's entire body went cold. Her mind raced through the fragile structure she had built. If they met, the spell would break. He would see the differences between the woman he thought he knew and the woman standing in front of him. So she did what fear always tells you to do. She delayed. "I'm traveling," she lied quickly. "A work trip." Cairo was quiet for a beat. Again, Zara's nails dug into her palm. "It's last minute." "Okay," he said gently, but something in his tone shifted, like a door that didn't close fully. "Just promise me you're not avoiding me." Zara forced a laugh. "Why would I avoid you? Because if you touch me, you'll know I'm not the woman you fell in love with. Because if you see me clearly, you might leave. Because I don't think I could survive you leaving." Cairo didn't push. He just said, "I miss you already." When she hung up, she sat in silence for a long time. Nima found her like that, still haunted. Nima didn't ask what happened. She simply sat beside her and said, "It's getting bigger, isn't it?" Zara nodded, eyes shining. "I didn't mean for it to." Nima exhaled hard. "You can't build a real relationship on a fake foundation." Zara's voice cracked. "But it feels real." Nima looked at her with painful tenderness. "That's how it traps you." A week later, Cairo sent a message that changed everything. "Cairo, I'm coming to your area tomorrow. Just to see you for 5 minutes. Don't overthink it. I'll stand outside your building if I have to." Zara's heart began to slam against her ribs. She typed and deleted, excuses, lies, more lies. Nima watched her spiral. "Tell him the truth." Zara shook her head violently. "I can't." "You can," Nima corrected. "You're choosing not to." Zara stood up, pacing. "You don't understand. He thinks I'm perfect. Like I'm someone who has everything together." Nima's eyes flashed. "So you think he'll only love you if you're perfect?" Zara opened her mouth, but no words came. Nima softened again, voice low. "Z, when a man loves you, he doesn't love your performance. He loves your person." Zara squeezed her eyes shut. "But what if he doesn't?" Nima's answer was quiet, devastating. "Then at least you'll stop living in a lie that's already breaking you." The next day, Cairo called while Zara stood by her window, watching the street below like it held a verdict. "I'm downstairs," he said, breathless. "Come out." Zara's whole body shook. She couldn't move. "Z." Cairo's voice softened. "Are you okay?" Zara forced sound out of her throat. "I can't." There was a pause. "Why?" "Because you're about to meet the real me. And the real me is not the woman you fell for." "Cairo," she whispered. I'm not ready." His voice sharpened, not cruel but confused. "Ready for what?" "It's me. I'm not a stranger." Zara's eyes filled. "Please just go." The silence that followed was the loudest thing she had ever heard. Then Cairo said very carefully, "Z, are you hiding something?" Zara's lips trembled. "Yes." A long breath on the line. "What is it?" he asked. Zara looked at her reflection in the glass, her own eyes staring back, tired and scared and too human to be a fantasy. And then she did it. Not the full truth, no. Fear still held her throat. But enough truth to crack the dam. "My name," she whispered, "is Zara." Cairo went quiet. Nima stepped closer, hand over her mouth. Cairo's voice returned, lower now. "Zara, okay. That's fine. Why would that stop you from coming out?" Zara's tears finally fell. "Because I lied about more than my name." Another pause. "Cairo," she said, voice breaking into pieces. "I'm not who you think I am." And on the other end of the call, Cairo stopped breathing like a man who had just heard something fall. Something precious, somewhere deep inside him. "Then who are you?" he asked. Zara pressed her forehead against the window. "I'm the girl behind the screen." And she realized, too late, that the woman he loved might not survive the truth. Cairo didn't speak for a full 5 seconds, and Zara felt every one of them like a countdown to losing him. Then he said, "Open the door." Zara shook her head, even though he couldn't see it. "Please." "Zara," he cut in, voice firm now. "I'm not leaving. Not until you stop running long enough to talk to me like a human being." Nima whispered, "Go." Zara's legs moved like they belonged to someone else. She walked down the stairs, each step heavier than the last, as if the building itself wanted to keep her hidden. When she pushed the door open, the afternoon heat hit her face, and there he was. Cairo stood by the gate in a simple black shirt, sleeves rolled up, phone in his hand. He looked up and his expression changed instantly, like his heart recognized her before his mind could make sense of the difference. His eyes moved over her slowly. Not judging, just searching. Zara's stomach twisted. This was the moment where she expected disappointment to show up on his face, sharp and final. But Cairo only blinked, as if trying to match reality with memory. You're real," he said, almost stupidly. Zara's breath hitched. "I'm sorry." He stepped forward, then stopped, careful not to invade her space. "Is Z real? Or was she nothing?" Zara hugged her arms around herself. "She was me. Just edited." Cairo's jaw tightened slightly. "Why?" Zara laughed once, bitter. "Because the real me doesn't look like she has her life together. Because the real me is tired. Because the real me is scared of being loved for a week and abandoned forever." Cairo stared at her, something wounded flickering in his eyes. "So you decided to abandon me first?" The question hit like a slap. Zara opened her mouth, closed it, then whispered, "I didn't plan to fall in love with you." Cairo's face softened, but the hurt didn't leave. "You fell?" Zara nodded, tears spilling again. Yes. He exhaled slowly. Okay, then tell me everything. They sat on the low concrete step outside the building. Not romantic. Not cinematic. Just two people under a harsh sky, trying not to break. Zara told him about her real job. How she worked long shifts, how she was saving, how she was supporting family in ways she didn't like admitting. She told him about the photos, the exaggerated stories, the image she built because she believed love only stayed where there was something to admire. Cairo listened without interrupting, but his silence grew heavier. When she finished, Zara looked at him with trembling hope. Say something. Cairo's voice was quiet. Do you know what hurts? Zara swallowed. Everything. He gave a humorless laugh. It hurts that I meant every word I said. Every good morning, every late night call, every plan. I wasn't performing, Zara. I know, she whispered. And it hurts, he continued, eyes glossy, that I fell for you thinking you trusted me. But you didn't. Not enough to be real. Zara's chest tightened. I wanted to. You just didn't believe I could love you as you are. Zara nodded, shame burning. Cairo stood up slowly. I need space. The words were gentle, but they still landed like grief. Zara stood too, desperate. Cairo, please. He looked at her, really looked, like he was trying to memorize her and forgive her at the same time. I'm not walking away forever, he said. I'm walking away from the lie. Give me time to figure out what's real. Then he turned and left, and Zara stood there until her legs went numb. That night, Nima held Zara while she cried. I ruined it, Zara sobbed. Nima rubbed her back. You wounded it. There's a difference. What if he never comes back? Nima's voice was steady. Then you'll survive. But if he does come back, you have to be brave enough to let him love the real you. 3 days passed. Then 5. Then 8. No calls. No songs. No good morning texts. Zara went to work, smiled at customers, answered politely, and came home feeling like her bones were filled with sand. On the 9th day, she saw Cairo again. Not by chance. He walked into the cafe where she worked, eyes scanning until they landed on her behind the counter. Apron on, hair pulled back, face bare of the polished illusion he had known. He walked closer, slow. Zara's heart nearly stopped. Cairo. He held up a small paper bag. I brought you something. Zara blinked. Why? Cairo set it on the counter. Because even when I was angry, I kept thinking about the way you said you liked cinnamon. And I hated that I missed you. Zara's throat tightened. I missed you too. Cairo's gaze softened, but his voice remained careful. I'm still hurt. I know. He leaned closer, lowering his voice. I need honesty. Every time. Even if it's ugly. Zara nodded quickly. You'll get it. Cairo studied her face like he was reading a contract with his heart. And I need one more thing. What? He swallowed. Tell me you didn't pretend the feelings. Zara's eyes shone. I didn't. Cairo let out a breath, as if relief and pain were fighting inside him. Okay. For a moment, hope rose. Then Cairo said, but there's something you should know. Zara's smile faded. What? His voice dropped. My cousin Tobin, he saw you the day I came to your building. Zara froze. And Cairo's eyes didn't leave hers. He said he recognized your face. Said you used to come around his office with another guy. A man who called you Zara, like he owned the name. Zara's blood ran cold. Cairo's jaw tightened. So before I trust you again, I need to ask, who is that man? Zara's entire past rose like a storm. And she realized the lie wasn't only about a name. It was about why she had become a safe version of herself in the first place. Because the truth behind that man was the kind of truth that could poison love. Zara's hands shook so badly she nearly knocked over a cup. Cairo reached out, steadying it, but he didn't touch her. He was learning her boundaries again the way you learn a language after forgetting it. Talk to me, he said quietly. Please. Zara swallowed. Her mouth felt dry, like her body was trying to protect her by refusing to speak. That man, she began, voice thin, was my almost. Cairo's brows drew together. You're almost. Zara nodded slowly. Almost husband. Almost future. Almost everything. Cairo's eyes darkened with concern. He hurt you. It wasn't a question. Zara's laugh was small and bitter. He didn't hit me, if that's what you're asking. He just took pieces of me until I became someone who thought love was something you earn by becoming perfect. Cairo's throat bobbed. Zara. He was charming, she continued, forcing herself through it. Successful. Everyone liked him. And I kept trying to be the woman he could brag about. I kept polishing myself until there was nothing left but a shine. Cairo's eyes stayed on her, unblinking. I found out he had another life, Zara whispered. Not just another woman. Another, whole future planned, while he fed me promises like breadcrumbs. Cairo's face tightened. That's why you're afraid. Zara nodded, tears building. He made me feel foolish for trusting. Like love was a game where the most honest person always loses. Cairo was quiet for a long time. Then he asked softly, "And when you met me, you didn't want to lose again." Zara's voice broke. "I didn't want to be laughed at again. So I became the woman I thought you'd never leave." Cairo exhaled slowly. "But you would have been enough without the mask." Zara's shoulders shook. "I didn't know that." Cairo stepped closer, finally, and this time his hand gently covered hers on the counter. "Warm. Real. Not demanding. I need you to understand something," he said. "I fell for your mind first. Your kindness. The way you listened. The way you made me feel seen." Zara blinked through tears. "Even if it started with lies?" Cairo looked pained. "That's what I'm fighting with." Zara nodded, forcing herself to stand in the consequence without begging. "You don't owe me anything." Cairo's eyes searched hers. "But I want to." Her breath caught. "What?" "I want to try," Cairo said, voice shaking slightly. "Not because the lie was okay, but because the truth I see now is a woman who is scared and still capable of love." Zara's lips parted. "Cairo." He squeezed her hand once. "However." The word, however, pulled her heart back into her throat. Cairo's gaze didn't waver. "If we try, we do it clean. No fake photos. No fake stories. No hiding. And if you're struggling, you say it. You don't disappear behind another version." Zara nodded quickly. "Yes. I promise." Cairo swallowed. "And one more thing." Zara waited, trembling. He looked away for a moment, then back at her. "My mother is sick. Not dying, but it's been heavy. I wanted to introduce you to her soon. I wanted her to meet the woman I was excited about." Zara's eyes widened. "Cairo, He lifted a hand. "I'm not saying that to shame you. I'm saying it because it shows you how real I was being." Guilt cut deep, but Zara didn't run from it. "I understand." Cairo nodded slowly. "So if we're doing this, it's serious. Not fantasy." Zara's voice was barely audible. "I want serious." Cairo studied her like he was deciding whether to hand her his heart again. Then he nodded once. "Okay," he said. "We start again." Not long after, they did. This time, Zara didn't try to be impressive. She told Cairo when she was exhausted. She told him when she was afraid. She told him when old memories made her withdraw. Cairo didn't fix her. He just stayed. Sometimes love looked like silence while they walked. Sometimes it looked like Cairo bringing her dinner when her shift ended late. Sometimes it looked like Zara sitting beside him at the hospital, holding his hand while his mother slept. And slowly, Zara began to believe she could be loved without performance. But the past doesn't disappear just because you found a better present. One evening, Zara received a message from a number she didn't recognize. "Unknown Zara. I saw you with a new man. Congratulations. You always did know how to upgrade." Her body went cold. She didn't respond. She showed Cairo instead, hands shaking. Cairo read it, jaw tightening. "Is that him?" Zara nodded. "Yes." Cairo's voice was controlled, but his eyes were fierce. "Block him." "I will," Zara whispered. I hate how he still tries to own the air around me." Cairo took her phone gently, blocked the number, then handed it back. "He doesn't own anything around you anymore. Not your name. Not your peace. Not your future." Zara's eyes filled. "I'm scared he'll ruin this." Cairo cupped her face carefully, like she was something fragile and precious. "Listen to me. If anything ruins us, it won't be him. It'll be us choosing fear over truth." Zara nodded, breathing through the tremble. "I choose truth." Cairo pressed his forehead to hers. "Good." For a while, it felt like they had won. Then, one afternoon, Zara walked into the cafe and found Tobin sitting at a corner table. Cairo's cousin. He smiled politely. "Zara." Her stomach tightened. "Tobin. Is Cairo here?" Tobin shook his head. "No. I asked to see you." Zara's fingers curled around the strap of her bag. "Why?" Tobin leaned forward, voice low. "Because Cairo is in love with you, and I can see it. But he's also bleeding quietly." Zara's throat tightened. "What are you saying?" Tobin's eyes were gentle, but his words weren't. "He trusts you. But sometimes I catch him staring at his phone like he's waiting for the old lie to return." Zara swallowed hard. "I'm trying." I know, Tobin said. This isn't an attack. It's a warning. Zara's voice shook. What kind of warning? Tobin hesitated, then said, Cairo's mother asked him something yesterday. Zara's pulse spiked. What? Tobin looked her straight in the eyes. She asked him, Are you sure she's real this time? Zara felt the words like a bruise blooming. Tobin continued softly, Cairo defended you. Hard. But he's carrying the doubt like a stone. And stones get heavy. Zara blinked back tears. So what do I do? Tobin's expression softened. You don't just say you're real. You show it in the places that matter most. That night, Zara went to Cairo's apartment with a small bag and a bigger courage. When he opened the door, surprise flickered over his face. Zara. She stepped inside, heart hammering. I need to talk. Cairo's eyes narrowed slightly. You look like you're about to confess something. Zara nodded. I am. They sat on his couch, the room quiet except for the ceiling fan. Zara took a deep breath. I've been thinking about what you said, about starting clean. And I realized, I haven't told you everything. Cairo went still. Zara. She lifted a hand quickly, tears forming. Not a new lie. A deeper truth. Cairo's voice was cautious. Go on. Zara swallowed. When I was with my almost, I wasn't just betrayed. I was humiliated. Publicly. He made people believe I was desperate. He made me feel like love was something I had to earn by being flawless. Cairo's jaw tightened. And when I met you, Zara whispered, I didn't just want you to like me. I wanted to be safe from shame. Cairo stared at her, pain and understanding wrestling across his face. Zara took his hand. I'm done living like that. I don't want to be a story you regret. I want to be a woman you can trust. Cairo's eyes glistened. How? Zara's voice trembled, but she didn't look away. Because I'm choosing you as me. Not as Z. Not as a mask. Me. Silence stretched. Then Cairo's shoulders dropped slightly, like something in him finally unclenched. I loved the woman you pretended to be, he admitted, voice rough. And I hated myself for wondering if I could love the real you the same. Zara's tears fell. Cairo squeezed her hand. But the real you, she's braver than the fake one. Because she's standing here risking rejection. Zara whispered, Do you love her? Cairo stared at her for a long moment, then nodded slowly. Yes, he said. I love her. Zara let out a sob that sounded like relief and grief together. Cairo pulled her into his arms, holding her tightly, like he was trying to convince his own heart it was safe again. But love doesn't erase consequences. It learns to carry them. Weeks later, on a quiet Sunday, Cairo took Zara to see his mother again. This time, his mother looked at Zara carefully and said, I'm glad you came back as yourself. Zara nodded, voice soft. Me too. And Cairo, standing beside her, didn't look like a man waiting for a lie to return. He looked like a man choosing to believe. Still, Zara understood the title of her story would always be true in one painful way. He did love the woman she pretended to be. But now, after the heartbreak, after the confession, after the rebuilding, he also loved the woman she truly was. And maybe that was the most romantic thing she had ever earned, not by perfection, but by honesty. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And tell us where you're watching from.